This is the PR Podcast, a show about how public relations helps you tell your story to the world. We talk with great PR practitioners who have the skills, creativity, and just plain savvy to get their clients noticed. Now here's your host, Jody Fisher.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the PR Podcast. I'm Jody Fisher. Thanks for joining us. Well, don't forget to join my Instagram Live every Thursday night at 8:45 p.m. Yes, I know it's an odd time, but that's the time when I'm done being a dad for the night and, driving kids back and forth to games and practices and all kinds of stuff. So, maybe it's 15 minutes before I go to bed anyway. I go to bed early. But tune in 8:45 every Thursday night. We'll do some PR talk from the PR Garage, and it's on my Instagram channel. So that's at Jody Fisher. It's not at the PR Podcast channel. It's at Jody Fisher. Check it out. Chime in. Let's have some fun. Ask some questions. Let's banter back and forth. And check us out there on Instagram. That's every Thursday night. Now on with our show for today. We have a great guest. Kate Marlys is founder of PhillyPRGirl LLC, a prominent PR firm based in Center City, Philadelphia. Her background spans more than 10 years of expertise in PR, event planning, influencer marketing, social media strategy, and content creation. She's been featured in prominent publications, including Philadelphia Magazine, and she's made appearances on Fox 29's Good Day Philadelphia and NBC 10 there in the city of brotherly love. Notably, Philadelphia Style Magazine recognized her as one of their 2021 and 2025 Power Players. Kate, welcome to the PR Podcast.
Hi, Jody. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. I've been a fan of yours and watching and listening to the podcast. I love it.
Oh, that's fantastic. It has been way too long since I've been to Philadelphia, so I'll have to come down and see you one of these days.
We're more than cheesesteaks.
I'm more than cheesesteaks, did you say? I heard cheesecakes.
No, cheesesteaks. We're more than cheese. You can get both here, but...
You see where my brain is, right?
Love it.
Hey, so tell us about your business there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, PhillyPRGirl. I've been around for 13 years. I know, it's crazy. My brand was really built on the fact that I wanted to do something different in my life. I was ready for a change. I was always a very well networked person, and I was working different jobs. I worked at music venues. I worked at a radio station, but I was just looking for something different. So I started my own brand, which was really a blog at the time. Started using social media to build a network to promote the blog and promote myself. Back then, it was mostly just Twitter and LinkedIn, and now here we are 13 years later. Bloggers back then were the influencers. And now there's a whole new way to do PR. So really just to build my brand, I started throwing my own networking events to continue with networking and with promoting PhillyPRGirl. And I loved it. I loved making introductions, introducing media to a new blogger, to someone who wrote for the Philadelphia Inquirer. I just loved making those connections for people. And I guess what I didn't realize at the time, looking back now, of course I do, is that's really what PR is all about, is building your connections, but making connections for other people. Now I do that on behalf of, for my clients. So that's how I got started. Those networking events were really important to the foundation of my brand. And I was spending my own money. I was planning them, 8 to 9 o'clock to midnight at night after my 9-to-5 job. And from there, I started getting hired, and it just took off. And here we are 13 years later.
That's fantastic. And it's great to hear you talk about that, because I've stumbled on I love my little catchphrases, and I stumbled on a new one recently, which is the relations is the most important part of public relations.
Yes.
Right. We sometimes and sometimes people, who try to understand us, we overdrive the headlights and we jump right into media relations. We jump right into press releases and getting hits for clients and being on TV and all that stuff or it's all that stuff you see on Scandal and Sex and the City and everything else, right? Which is totally not what we do. No. It's the relation. And it's great to hear you tell the story about the networking part, the people part of public relations, because that's really what we do. That is at the core of what we do is connecting the clients with the reporters, and through the reporters, the audiences that our clients want to get to, right?
Oh, 100%. I'm completely self-taught. I went to school for business and marketing. Um, and now I'm a PR girl and I'm self-taught. And I always say I'm good at what I do because I am a people person. I am still out there networking on behalf of my clients. I don't have to go out every single night to network. Not that I'm out every night anymore, but when I started, I was networking still very hard for my clients and just building my connection so I can be a better professional and a better publicist, which is what, I talk to my team about it all the time. And now I'm really fortunate to have a team that is out there pitching for our clients and they're killing it and doing a great job. But I always say, like, I can give you someone's email address, but if you don't know them, if you don't know how to make that connection with them and they might not answer your email. Um, they're going to answer mine because I've known them for years. So building those relationships will make you a better PR professional 100%.
Let's talk a little bit about that concept of networking. I think just like public relations, I think lots of people think they know what networking is, but when you sit down and you try to define it, it either has multiple definitions or people just really can't put their finger on it. What is networking for you? How do you go about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think networking is just going to an event and meeting people and exchanging business cards, which, don't get me wrong, there is that. But a lot of people end up saying, okay, well, what can they do for me? You have to switch it. You have to switch your mindset. What can I do for them? Help them with something, make an introduction, make a connection, send them an article that a topic that you were talking about that you think that could help them. Then they know, you're a genuine person. You're not out for it. Like, what can you do for me? And it's more than that. Um, you might not have a need to work with them right away, but maybe down the road, maybe even 5 years down the road, they're going to remember those little things that you did for them and they'll come back and help you with whatever your need is.
Yeah, and if you do it right, those relationships blossom into those long-term relationships. And specifically when we're talking about reporters, that reporter who's working for that local blog
Mhm.
works their way up the ladder, works their way up the media food chain, and suddenly becomes that reporter who's at, Politico or the New York Times or CNBC or wherever wherever it is.
I've seen it
Not
so
that
many times.
Right? Not that we're using them. We're to wait for that point. I mean, we're developing a relationship with them for what they're doing now, but they evolve, we evolve, and we grow together, right?
100%. Yeah, that should be the way it is. I have gotten bigger clients throughout the years and have warranted national TV and have reached out. All right, who do I know that's working, Drew Barrymore show or a bigger channel that would really help my client out? They might have started here in Philadelphia, which is a very big market to a lot of media out there, but they might end up in New York. They might end up a national TV program or a bigger print publication that now we can work together on another level for both of us.
Yeah, it's so important, so important.
Mm.
And you also mentioned that a big part of the way you approach your philosophy behind networking is community building. And I think that's another one of those phrases that kind of gets lost in the sauce. What is community building? Everybody has either they don't know what it is, or they have the wrong definition of it, or it's just muddled. How do you approach community building, and what do you see your community as?
Yeah. Um, the easy answer is my community are the people that I work with on a daily basis, whether it's my team, my clients, my peers. I was just texting with another publicist and giving a reference for a job for someone that used to work for me. Um, we are the community here in Philadelphia that are, the movers and shakers. We know what's going on, but we want to also help each other out. I love connecting my clients with each other too, whether it's a nonprofit looking to do some sort of like cookie drive, or, and I know someone who owns a bakery, and oh, they're my client too. I just making those connections can go a long way. And it is the community is Philadelphia is a very big city, as a lot of the cities out there are, but I feel like we all sort of know each other.
Yeah, for sure. And the references are so important, and the work together is so, and I believe in karma. You probably do too. What goes
Mhm.
around comes around. And if
Yep.
you're helpful to other people, you gain that reputation of being helpful.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Being in business for 13 years, I've had a lot of employees and a lot of team members that have started their career off with me. And I love that. And I love seeing where they go, giving them references, recommending them on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. And, helping them grow professionally. I also, will be ride or die for my team members that are, with me right now for Philly PR Girl, and helping teach them, grow them, their professional settings, but also helping them personally too.
Something that we talked about in bringing you on the show was this concept of evolving PR tactics to help you grow your business. There's the big broad statement of, oh, well, PR can help your business. Well, sure it can, but what's your perspective on how you utilize public relations in all its many forms to help your clients grow their businesses? Whether you're taking them from startup to, you know, true business, or
Yeah.
maybe you're taking them from, toddler business to, grown-up business. Wow, that was a terrible analogy, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do. And it's funny that you say that, because I often tell the brand new companies that are launching, like, yes, you need PR, but please don't just try to do it for 3 months and think that's it. Um, that will be great. And then the buzz will die down. At
If it
least
even
six
gets
months,
started
great.
in 3 months, I mean, my goodness,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. And a lot of business owners, especially small businesses, I get it. Like, the budget is really tight. So I try my best to work within their budget. But at the same time, this is what is really going to launch your business. This is your marketing and PR budget rolled into one, depending on the size of the company, of course. And PR changes so rapidly. When we started, we did our services were PR and event planning. Now we do PR, digital media, marketing, influencer marketing. So for me, I believe very strongly in the power of influencer marketing. I've worked with influencers nationwide for a long time. We have a very long list. So I always talk to clients that are out there promoting their businesses, whether they're new, would you say toddler or adult? Whether
Yeah,
it's
it was
toddler,
a terribly convoluted analogy, but
yes,
that's my dad
yeah.
brain. Go ahead.
I talked about traditional PR, but let's think outside the box. Let's work with relevant influencers. Let's work with some of the influencers that I trust and I know that'll be out there producing good content. It's not just about doing one thing. You have to mix it up.
For sure. Let's talk a little bit about influencers.
Mhm.
Another thing I think everybody has a misconception about, they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Give us your philosophy about what an influencer is, how you work with them, how you approach them, how you get out of them what you need to get out of them. Talk us through it.
It really does go back to relationship building. It's so crazy because they know when they work with a PR firm, we're going to present them with a lot of opportunities. Um, Whether they have managers or a team behind them, or they're a micro influencer doing their own thing. We really try to pitch influencers, hey, this is why I think this would be great on your feed. Pitch them almost like media. It's not just about what you can do for us. It's, we think this would be a great story and this would be great on your feed, and here's why. um our influencer marketing is very strategic, but I've seen it be very successful, make a huge difference in brands. I helped launch a business one time, and this TikTok, and she launched her business during COVID, and it was really, really tough. This TikTok that an influencer did went viral. She had people driving from DC, from New York to Philadelphia to get a service from this one influencer's blog. She always talks about it. She always tells me that how much that made a difference to her year one. She didn't think she was going to survive year one. And from an influencer, and I use that example with, there's a million other examples like that, of course. But it's, using them strategically to where they're both producing content that they want for their feed, they want for their audience. But then it'll also help our clients as well.
Let's drill down on that viral video there, and talk about what went into creating that.
Mhm.
Um, that maybe helped it make it go viral, or just let's get nitty gritty on the content there. What did you do? How did you approach it? Did you suggest things to the influencer to put in the video, or did you let them run with it? How did you do it?
Yeah, so it's really important, when we're negotiating contracts with influencers, we're very upfront about the talking points. This is what our client would like to hear, but at the same time, this is your reel, this is your post. Go and do what you do best. So we always provide talking points for all of our clients. And then we try to think of as much content wise, give them as many ideas as we can before they arrive. And then, of course, we coach the owner or the person that's going to be speaking. If there is someone speaking, hey, make sure you do this, make sure you show them this. This would be great for social media, this would be great for their reel. So we're really acting as the go-between, and in a way, like the creative director. A lot of the times we are the creative director for these Instagram reels. But at the end of the day, I really want the influencer to come in and feel like they can do what they want to do because they know what's going to work for their audience.
Well,
And
and
that's
they
exactly.
have to retain a bit of that creative control, right? Because
Oh yeah.
if you ask them to do something that's totally different from what they do, it's not going to resonate with our audience.
Exactly. And I've had to actually teach a lot of clients that because a lot of clients are like, I don't want that. I want this. That's not them. They're not going to do that. It's not going to work. Um, so, and it also depends on the budget. Are they coming in and doing this for free? Because the influencers spending their time and putting a lot of effort into this post. If you're not paying them, you have literal to no say, of what goes into that. It's our job, of course, as PR professionals to give them the talking points, suggest certain things. But if we're not paying an influencer, we can't really request edits. We can't do much. It really depends on the deal.
Yeah, it is a relationship that is very similar to working with a reporter, in
Hmm.
that you provide them with information, you try to steer things, maybe not even steer, but you make available all the information, the not just the written words or the talking points like you said, but here's photo, here's video, here's the social media handles, here's all the stuff
Um,
that you could possibly need for your piece. Do with it what you will, right? And here's our perspective, here's what we say about it. Go, right?
yeah, it's I have several employees that work on basically nothing but influencer marketing these days because that's how much we're doing. Um, I like to say Philly PR Girl is Philly based, not bound. We work with clients in Boston, in Atlanta, DC, Scottsdale, and we specifically are doing influencer marketing for different businesses in those locations. Yes, we're doing PR as well as traditional PR, but a lot of clients are coming on board these days strictly for influencer marketing.
Yeah, it seems like it may be growing even more in the
Mhm.
future. I mean, given the fact that newsrooms are shrinking,
I know.
outlets are shrinking, which makes me very sad.
I know. Me
Uh,
too.
but let's talk about the reality of sort of what we do and how we tell stories for our clients.
Yeah.
Do you see influencer marketing growing?
Yes. I mean, it's nowhere near done. No matter what happens with TikTok, that's a whole another story for another day.
Oh, it's never going away. Everybody can
Yeah.
just stop.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
oh, well, the ban is on, the ban is up. Stop it. Just,
It's here.
it's
And
not
guess
going
what?
to, because
There'll
it
be
makes too
something
much
else.
money. It's too
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah. And there will always be the next new TikTok or the next Instagram. Something will always be created for influencers. It's just they have to adapt, as do we as PR professionals, as do our clients on what to expect content wise. The industry is changing. It's changed a lot since the 13 years that I've been in the game. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes as well. But I'm excited to see what the next new thing is. There's always something in the works.
I used to change the toner in the fax machine in the newsroom. So I've got a few years under my
I understand the struggle is real.
All right, there you go. With the dot matrix printer in the corner of
Yeah.
the Uh, let's talk about let's finish up the conversation with how a younger business, I don't want to say what size, but a younger business, it's getting started, or maybe it's a business that's launching something, but a business that's doing something new and jumping in here, and they have that picture of, that big picture PR. I want to do PR, as some
Yeah.
of them sometimes say. What is your advice to them? How can they get ready to get started with PR? What can they do first?
Well, first of all, I don't want to say clear your schedule, but be available. If you are coming to a PR company and dedicating a budget for PR, and I'm getting you interviews, but you don't have time to do them, it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your money. It's a waste of my time. So become available, start practicing, get ready. Of course, there's media training. We do our media training all the time. I always tell my clients, practice in the mirror when you're putting on your makeup, or, when you're driving to the interview, speak out loud, get ready for the interview. Um, because if you work with a good PR company, you will get those interviews, and you will get those, whether they're radio, TV, just anything, you have to be ready for it all. And then once you have the time to dedicate, just know that things come last minute all the time, and we do not have a say in that. A lot of clients are like, oh, I only have 2 days notice for this interview. I'm like, that is a lifetime. You're lucky I'm not giving you 1 hour. It's crazy the way journalists, if they have an idea and they want to do a story, you have to jump on it because they'll move on. And that's kind of what I tell my clients too, unfortunately. But, as far as, a younger business, PR is very important. Social media, digital media is very important. You don't want to just do one thing. Advertising is important. Do a little bit of everything. Get your name out there to different audiences and stick with it. That's extremely important. Don't try to do it all in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. You need much longer.
Yeah, it's really something that you should start and frankly never stop.
True.
Yeah, if you're really serious about it.
Yeah.
Kate, this has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for lending your perspective from the city of brotherly love there in Philadelphia. Thank you so much. We're not done with you yet, however. We're going to segue now into the rapid fire question portion of our podcast. This is where we steal a page from inside the actor's studio. We ask our guests a series of rapid fire questions meant to elicit a simple answer, maybe a laugh or two. With your indulgence, Kate Marlys, let's begin with rapid fire question number one. What is your favorite news?
Oh, favorite news source. I like to say Twitter/X. I go there, and then I love breaking news, and I love reading what's there. But if I were to go to a news source, I always read. I go to CNN, Forbes, Entrepreneur, and I like getting news and reading articles on LinkedIn too.
Good stuff. Rapid fire question number two. What's your favorite social media platform?
This is so hard, Jody. This is very hard. It's like picking between my favorite dogs or children. I love Twitter. It's how I launched my business. It's how I got started, but I am a LinkedIn person.
All right. I love how none of us call it by the new name. We still call
No,
it Twitter.
I won't do it.
It's never catching on. Rapid fire question number three. Coffee or alcohol?
I'm a PR girl, so coffee.
And plenty of it, right?
Yes.
Rapid fire question number four. Here's where we want some Philadelphia flavor. What's your favorite on the run food?
Well, you know what it is. If you're from Philly, you stop at Wawa. Wawa has everything. So, have you been to a Wawa?
I lived in New Jersey for a while. Actually grew up in
Okay.
New Jersey. So I
Okay.
know what a Wawa is. Yes, absolutely.
You know.
There you go. Rapid fire question number 5. What do you want to be after you finish this career?
What do I want to be when I grow up? Um,
No, no, no. I didn't say grow up. None of it. We're never growing up. We're Toys R Us kids. No, but seriously.
yeah.
When
Seriously,
you're
this
done with Philly PR
yeah.
Girl, where are you going to be?
Teaching. So recently I started becoming an adjunct professor at Temple University. I've taught a couple classes teaching PR. I can't wait to do it. I started and then I had to put a pause because things just got crazy with the company and too busy, which is a good thing. But I can't wait to teach PR professionals and sit on a beach.
There you go. Remote teaching. Love that. Well, Kate, this has been a great conversation. Please let people know how they can find you online.
Yeah, we're all over social. Philly PR Girl on Instagram. We're Philly_PR_girl. And our website's PhillyPRGirl.com.
Fantastic. We will put it all in the show notes and say thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the show. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The PR Podcast, and send us a question or a comment. Our intro is by Christopher Appold. You can find him and his fantastic photography on Instagram at Christopher_APPOLDT. Check him out there and hire him for all your photography needs. You can find me online at Jody Fisher on all the socials and on the web at jodyfisherpr.com. We'll see you next time on the PR Podcast.